Hello and welcome to another Lord of the Rings Rise to War video. I'm the player who plays as the King Under the Mountain, and today I am going to be doing a very brief season update video for basically the end of this season. I think I probably might squeeze in one more if I'm lucky. I just wanted to keep everyone basically updated that the season is fairly over at this point, and we'll go straight to the map to sort of solve that and work out where people are going to be, I think. So we are the Red Kingdom, which is Kilt and Hunk. And to be honest, we've done a deal with the Green Kingdom whereby the fighting is in this kind of region here. That's going to stay where it is. The Blue Kingdom, they don't seem to get through us. We don't seem to get through them. Particularly now the Ownless Pass over here. That's Ibis Echo. This is, of course, Odin and Otter. Then in the Southlands, where I'm currently based and fighting is the Avalon and Meow Kingdom. And to be fair to these guys, these have fought all season really hard. And they have been outgunned, but God do they tile. And they've played really well, to be fair. There is a few whales in there as well, but I'll come to some reports later on. They were quite close to Barad-dûr the other day, which is why a few more of us relocated down here. And now we are in Sea of Nirn because we've pushed them back. So I would suspect rewards are pretty much locked for everyone at this point unless something happens in the north. We won't go down and break Avalon and Meow's Kingdom. This is more now just to make sure Barad-dûr stayed as our capital, really, because we need it to create the title for the ring badge, in effect. A new kingdom has risen in the map at the last possible moment, and it is the Power Kingdom, which is around here. They've been kind of around this area all season, and they finally made Andras keep their capital yesterday. And fair play to them, to be honest. They've kept going throughout the season. They've only been a small team, but they've done well. So just to go through the pins very briefly, in the north still there is Mesh, Mad and Spod. Only a smaller pin, I would say, to what it was the other day. There is a Mad and Mesh pin there. There is still a June and Brav pin over here. They've had a lot of fun, actually, out this way, I think, where they've fought between themselves and kept themselves to themselves, but it's allowed them the space to have this fight. This Gundabad pin's a good one, and the Goman Raw Kingdom pretty much, I think, try and defend what they can from Mesh and Spod to make sure they keep a capital and their kingdom. Not sure what's going on up there, to be honest, because I think the pass itself is owned by someone else, if I could ever click on it. Thank you. So that's owned by Spod, so they are this side. So I would anticipate there is some Diplo going on there at the moment around the fact that they would like to keep this. But again, Mesh have fought really hard this season as well, and Spod. So it's been a great season, to be honest, for fighting in general. This is another pin that kind of keeps moving around, this pin, a little bit. It stays alive because it keeps going backwards and forwards, so the pins around here are probably more accurate. I'm not even bothered anymore that I'm showing where there is defense symbols and my forts, and I'm zoomed in on the map because it's that late in the season. So there is my fort range. And like I say, I'm battling in the south. I think it's pretty obvious that these are the points to defend anyway. Then at Southern Anduin Vale, this pin's dropped slightly. This was at around 20 million the other day, so it looks like it's calming down as far as the season goes, and it looks like we will keep the ring. First one for a few seasons, actually. But we are going to try and take Sea of Nirn, which is no spoiler alert, by the way, that we are pushing forward. So there we go. So that's kind of the state of the map. I will go through the leaderboards. As you can see, I'm in that kind of blasé stage now of the season, whereby things are kind of very calm almost. And I'm having a lot of fun killing stuff. So personal production-wise, I'm still 7th. I have dropped some tiles to make sure I can path properly, particularly now that we're tiling and sieging in the south in particular. Top 50's full of everyone. There's even a power member in there. And some peeing too. So, gotta love a farmer. There's lots in there, basically, from all the different fellowships. The merit board is, of course, full with Raven at the top. Barbaro is second. My Mesh official. And I'm in 3rd currently, and I may stay there depending on what happens, but if the fighting in the south gets a little bit slack, then I may not do. Then it becomes a bit of a honk fest. Then there's some more Kilt, and then some more Mesh, and it's kind of a honking Kilt, Odin, kill mesh, and it's just that kind of season because we fought more than anyone else, so we are going to have more people as a kingdom in this top list. But the top 50 is full of some pretty big accounts and some really some good friends from the fellowships, to be honest. A few of the donuts are still in here. If we scroll right to the bottom again, we'll see where we're at. So I would think by the time the top 100's finished for the season, it's going to be over 3 million, which is a pretty decent fighting season, I would say. Fellowship-wise, Honk are going to take the farmer title, I guess, which is interesting. And then we will be second in the old farmers. Then you've got Ibis and Echo who make up this kingdom here, and then Odin and Otter in this kingdom here with around just over 3 million or 3 million respectively. Then you've got Echo and Ibis, like I say, and you've got Avalon and Meow, who have dropped a little bit in power, not significantly, but a little bit in power, mainly due to the fact that they've been the ones who've been pushed quite significantly in the last few days. Everyone's kind of around this 1 million mark. Like I say, Peen are over 500k now, and Power have made it up to nearly 500k, which is good. But it's been a really fun server. The commanders-wise, the board is full of pretty much the usual suspects, but it's nice to see some more in there, like Saramans and the odd Sestaro and Scalhelm and things like that. And the couple of alerts. So you can see there was a few pure evil accounts, I think, going into this season that have kind of taken advantage of things, and Undying features a lot more now too. So that's kind of that bit. Gear wise, I'm still pretty much the same, I think. So I haven't updated any of this. I did refine this helmet a couple of times the other day. I changed to the fiddle on Gandalf instead of it was Marius Reigns I had, and even though I only get one more command, I got to put this Divide and Conquer set on, and I lost some agility, granted, but I have seen some good results with that, to be honest, so I'm glad I made that change. Got some good rolls on Saruman's unique, so he's coming along nicely. Got him to respect 11 yesterday. Sauron still respect 10. And I kind of need more Durin's plates, or a better Elf Horberk, ideally, with this kind of set effect, or something that is defensive set effect that I could switch over. I've been enjoying running my B team the last few days. Just make sure that I'm not being attacked. Safe House has come out of his box. I don't know if I can reach that in time, to be honest. Where is... Oh, just... okay, I reckon I can just about tag that with the 5 seconds left, so we'll come back to that. Basically, I'm rocking around with the main at the moment, but this is the B team. And the B team hits pretty hard, to be honest, so I use Witch King, not with any of this gear. Since it started switching the gear over, it's a bit weird, but he basically has my full tank gear. And I take advantage of the R4 skill so that he has this, with his large units, which are his trolls, he gets Madness Immunity and Stun Immunity, which is quite handy as far as it goes. And with this effect being modified by command, he does modify it quite well because he gets to pretty decent command, and I'll show you that in some of the reports in a minute. My shadows come along nicely this season. This is my spare set of gear, really, I suppose, because I used to run 2 physical DDs, so... even with that only 3-star, he's been doing pretty well. I could probably, I don't know, make it 4-star and lose some HP or something and gain some attack, but I don't really feel I need to. I'll just slowly build it up over time. And then Gandalf takes my Gandalf gear and basically does a similar job in effect. Arguably, I could switch the point from there to there, but occasionally the heal comes off quite nice. I actually do like the fact that Gandalf the Grey is quite good for this because he does have this Leader of the Free Folk skill and get some damage mitigation in there. Then I've got Bjorn in there as well, and he could do with another point really just to max out his trees, but he does still hit pretty hard, and I'll show you that in some of the reports. Like I say, I haven't really set this up for what I normally do today, but I will float down to my content page and press close a second. We'll come back to that in a minute. So that's kind of where that's at. We are on day... I think the cutoff is the 4th. So I think we're probably around day 48, something like that, I think. Probably. Somewhere around that sort of level. I think we'll probably do a 53, 54 day season. And it's looking good, like I say, for getting some good rewards. from the store, I'm probably likely to take the helmet just for the simple fact that I need to upgrade helmets, like I say. So I'll probably take that, the hammers. I think I get around 1,600 points, so I'll probably take one of the mithril, and I like this gem pack, even though it's only 100 a day, but it's pretty decent value really. So I'll be doing that. This is Meme, I think, who's literally sieging the hell out of everyone. This is nothing to do with me because this is up north, so that's fine. We'll come back down south, like so. And then we'll continue over there. Tavern tips are done for the day, as always. Like I say, there isn't a great deal I say there's not a great deal going on. There's a lot of fighting still down here and a lot of tiling still going on down here, so I'm probably being a little bit unfair, and there's still a lot going on in the north as well. However, I just wanted to show a few reports since I've been down south, and probably showing the benefit of having two fairly decent teams, to be honest. So the Tahajab, I think it's pronounced Tahajab, something like that, account is actually, unless it's kind of like a boxing theme, like jab, I don't know. But anyway, please let me know on that one. We've been having some good fights down here, to be honest. And I kind of come out okay. If we play through the draw, I always die with these two because they're already dead and his damage dealers are still alive. So even though it looks pretty even, I would lose that draw very comfortably. But from a resource point of view, we've come out on top there. And that's kind of the standard theme for how mine and his fights go. That's whether I run smalls or even mediums, to be honest. It seems to be roughly the same. We did get that fighting up there. I'll go and have a look at that in a minute. So this is the B team, and I'm fairly happy with the B team at the moment. So let's have a look what Witchkin's command actual is. So his command comes out at 565. So if we go to his reduction, which is down here, I quite like the fact that he makes a really decent tank. And if I can ever find where he acts, which is a lot easier now, but this is pre-battle, but it's still kind of the same. So he's diminishing attack by 42, which is not to be sniffed at, if we're being brutally honest. And then he is madness immune, like so. So, I mean, attack, defense, and focus by 42 down is pretty good, I think, really. I know it's only on a couple of formations, but hits the right ones. That's a solid skill. And he does tank really well as well. So in this fight here, I mean, look, it's not the most wailed of formations, but I'm happy with that from a B team, particularly, running a small unit in here against some tier 4 as well. So I was quite happy with that. And then we hit Theoden Che, who this account is actually quite decent. I'll just go through his gear quick. And yeah, okay, I was using mediums, but I was half full on this against this, and we still did a decent amount of damage. And considering there's a level 45 and a couple of level 47s in there, I was pretty happy with that. It's nice to have a B team that's actually able to do something. We'll come back to that in a minute because I'll just refill unless someone died. Yeah, so I'm still using my sort of 3 or 4 fort system, so all my forts in Gorgoroth are actually full. I've actually got a 5 fort system in Gorgoroth. So what I do is I take from the nearest one if I'm out on the front, or I'll take from the furthest one back if I'm out at the back. And I make sure I've got 2,000 Guardians. I make sure I've got just over 2,000 Rams. And I make sure I've got over 100 Trolls. Although on this one I will probably add Rams because they tend to die faster. And in 8 minutes time that'll be full again. But if I need to do anything, I have a fort that is about 4 minutes behind so I can refill. So we'll have a look at that battle just while we're here. Like I say, the main should take this kind of formation down really at the moment because it is pretty strong. Safehouse is a good player though. I'll just go through his gear. So there we go. Nice Saruman now as well. And I actually really like I'm going to try this out before the end of the season. I'm going to try out the Saruman Shadow combo instead of Dane, which I'm never likely to drop Dane, but I'm interested to see how those two function together with the way they could strip white counts. I'd like to fight a good Gil with that just to see, even though it counters it, what it does. Anyway, we're in battle reports. So Where was I? I think I just done theatre one. So again, this is this guy again, and again, it's a strong sort of performance by Milo, and the Guardians are so strong, by the way. Gandalf now tanks a lot more than he used to as well, so I was really happy with this fight. Got rid of both the damage dealers. Probably got some good RNG in there, by the way. Shadows died early, and Dane went a bit nuts. But again, gear-wise, it's a really strong account. This was another interesting fight, actually, as well. So I was running all smalls for a while because I'd run out of troops. And they just... Guardians spawn so fast that it just keeps you in the fight. So when it was needed, that's kind of what I did. And again, this is a pretty solid account, but we've come out with a really, really good win here. You don't ever see this helmet on anyone. I mean, it's not a terrible helmet, to be honest, but you never see it on anyone. Anyway. So Gandalf's pretty nice. Like I say, decent shadow. So I was pretty happy with that result. Again, Dane went a bit bonkers. He had a good 5 minutes here, and to be fair to Saruman, considering how fast he strips White Council, 110k damage from him is pretty good. And then we're back on the B team, and we hit a lot of swans here, I think, from memory. Yeah, we hit 3 formations of swans, and 1 formation of Shire Protectors. And, I mean, I wouldn't personally run swans like this, but, each to their own, as they say. Decent Dane. Really nice Gimli as well. And then Sauron in there for this kind of skills that everyone uses him for. So I was pretty happy with that as well. Like I say, the B team packs a punch now, which makes me fairly happy. And then the last fight I was going to show you today, like I said, I wanted to try and wrap it up pretty quickly today, was this one here. And I kind of thought I might do a little bit better here because I'd seen from the tower report that he was running all large units. So I switched to all smalls, being a bit sneaky and my fort being so close. And to be fair, I'm happy with that because from a resource point of view, I've absolutely smashed it. And I did win the draw. I stayed in the draw because I was interested, because even though I'd lost 1 damage dealer, I wanted to know if White Council plus the debuff from Witch King would pull me through against the damage dealer that was pretty near to death, plus the other damage dealer that didn't have much troops, and then against 2 people who were pretty much there to defend. So I'll show you what happened with that actually in a second. But this is a good report for me, I think. Pretty solid for the B team again. Like I say, as long as you don't hit something that's mega whaled with the B team, they come out pretty well. And even against the mega whaled formations that we've seen on these this server, it's come out okay, to be honest. So if I just go to the tower report, you will see that we took 2 draws, but we took it down. So this was after the draw, and even though Shadow was dead, Bjorn still carried me through. Gandalf took a lot of the hits, and so did the Witch King, mainly due to the fact that he all tanked in them first 3 rounds. Took out the damage dealers pretty early, and it came out as a good win, really. So it just goes to show you sometimes, even if you have got 1 commander dead, just look at what's left and kind of see where it's at if you need to win that fight. I mean, I didn't personally need to win that fight, but I was interested to stay in the draw. I've just noticed that my siege has gone marching a million miles away, so we're gonna, like say, from the clearing video I did the other day, I'm trying to use 3 or 4 people to clear this zone. Or at least help clear this zone. I don't really have a great deal of siege at the minute because most of it died a little while ago. But we're gonna keep going across here, probably try and do some uproots today, and hopefully battle our way down to the keep. And that's kind of everything that I wanted to show you today. So it's been a really, really good season. I will probably do one more update early next week before the end of the season. Possibly, I don't want to talk too much about it yet because we haven't spoke about it for a week or so. We've got some really interesting content for the last day of the season where it will involve me leaving the Fellowship with a few others and making a mini tournament, really, which I think will make quite good as a live or something like that. So if we get chance where everyone's on, I won't give too many rules away right now or what's going to happen, but if we get a chance if everyone's on at the same time, you will see something that's not been seen before, actually, which should be quite good, and it'll be a lot of fun. So, as always, in the meantime, if in doubt, always follow your nose.